Yo, what is up YouTube? Fury here, bringing you guys a brand new video, and in today's video we'll be talking and going over the M1 Garand. Now in the background you're seeing M1 Garand gameplay that I got last night. I went absolutely off with this thing. Now this weapon, I obviously didn't have everything unlocked on it because all I had was grip, quick draw, and lens sight, but regardless, with the 3 attachments that I did have, I was able to drop a V2 rocket with this thing. I was partied up with right away. Like I said, probably the best idea is to run with a 2-man. Insane game in the back if you guys want to check that out. It's honestly I've never thought, I didn't think I could do it with the M1, but the M1 out of all these semi-autos, in my opinion, is probably the best one in the game. But yeah, before I get into the setup and all that good stuff, if you guys enjoyed, drop a like. If you guys are new, don't forget that subscribe button. Let's jump right into the video. So like I mentioned, we are using the M1 Garand, as you guys can see. Now with this class setup, we're running infantry and we're running ordnance for the basic training. You guys know I've been using the ordnance more than I used to in the past, and especially since I'm using an AR, infantry for that 3rd attachment, and then plus the benefits like the bayonet and stuff like that. Super good for the AR. Obviously you want to run infantry on ARs, you know, airborne on SMG, stuff like that. But yeah, infantry, I was running ordnance for the easier kill streaks. Now the kill streaks we were using was recon, glide bomb, and fighter pilot, the usual one I used with the PPSH video. Same setup here, just with a different gun. Now for the attachments, we only had grip, quick draw, and lens sight, like I mentioned. Those are the only things I had unlocked at the time. Obviously if you guys have more unlocks for it and you know it's leveled up for you guys, 100% throw extended mags on there, maybe rapid fire if you want that as well. But I only had grip, quick draw, and lens sight. Honestly, I think a sight is needed for this weapon. If you guys don't use one, I don't know, I feel like the iron sight's a little iffy on hitting shots, but it's not too bad. If you guys don't want to use a sight, but if you do have reflex, definitely toss that on instead of lens sight. Definitely gonna help you out a little bit more. But this setup, honestly, I did not think the M1 Garand was that great to begin with. I never used it really, that's why it's such a low level. I just figured I might as well toss it on, unlock a few things, hopefully get extended mags, rapid fire, stuff like that, and then hopefully get a good gameplay with it. But this gameplay came a lot easier than I thought. The lobby, I'm not gonna lie, was pretty good. Actually, it was really good lobby. Myself and Raid almost dropped a double V2. Well, double as in we both almost got one, or I got one, Raid didn't. Raid got super close, choked. Typical Raid, you know, gameplay there. But no, but definitely a good lobby, and nonetheless, definitely want to be running with a 2-man, like I mentioned. But we are playing capture the flag. Not something you guys see me play too often. But capture the flag is definitely the reason I ended up getting this V2, just because that extra round was very important. The first round I went in, Raid told me to stop using streaks because they were backing out. He was on a streak. He said, stop using streaks, I don't want them back out, we're gonna get this V2, stuff like that. So I was like, alright, whatever, I'll stop. He was like, bro, you can easily get a V2. I was like, alright, sure, whatever you say. And then you know, I stopped using the lethals and I ended up just calling in the recons. So I mean, it depends. If people are leaving, definitely don't want to be calling in those streaks, but in my situation they were leaving, so I stopped calling them in. I wanted a high kill gameplay because I didn't, you know, I wasn't really focused on a V2 rocket until he mentioned something about it. So I was like, all right, fine, I'll stop using them. And then, you know, nonetheless we did get it. Now we got like, I'd say like 20-ish kills with the M1, and then I ran out of ammo. So that is something you want to make sure when you guys do kill people, pick up their guns right off the rip, because you will run out of ammo with this thing. Now this thing is a 2-shot kill from either short range to medium. Long range takes a few, it depends. I think it's been very inconsistent long range for me, because there's some situations where I hit them with 3 and it kills them 4. I don't know, it's weird. But definitely medium to short range, 2 shots is all it needs. You know, compared to the Gewer or the M1A1, those require like 3, and then obviously at longer ranges more than that. So this one, out of all these semi-automatics, 100% probably the better one in the AR division. Actually, it is the only, you know, semi-auto weapon besides the sniper, but you know what I mean. Definitely a good choice there in weapon. 100% use the M1 over all the other semi-autos in the game. 100%. The best way, honestly, to to be getting kills with this thing is if you're hitting shots. Now, obviously, that's self-explanatory, but this thing only takes 2 shots to kill, right? So if you're hitting those first 2 bullets as soon as you see them, they have no chance in killing you. As you guys can see, I'm pretty sure put the clip in the beginning of the video. If I didn't, this game I did get right off the rip a triple. So I mean, it's very possible to get a triple. It's gonna be a little bit difficult because obviously to get a triple like I just did, you got to hit 6 shots, and you know, you only get 8 in a clip. So hitting those 6 is, you know, important. And if you do, obviously you're killing these guys a lot quicker than they can even react, and you can shoot each shot fairly quickly. Like, I don't know if there's a trigger cap. I never really tested it in like speed wise that way, but you know, whenever I clicked, it clicked, or shot. So I mean, the trigger cap, if there is one, isn't the biggest gap, so you can definitely get feeds that way. I mean, if you have extended mags, like I mentioned, you definitely want that, because you only get 8 in a clip, so the extra few bullets is definitely going to help you. Extra 2 shots could save your life and stuff like that. So I mean, definitely want extended mags. Obviously, like I mentioned, mine was not high enough level. Still currently is not high enough level. I use this thing for quite a few games, still don't have everything unlocked. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna be trying to get the extended mags, rapid fire on it and stuff like that, see how it works with those attachments. But this one, obviously, like I said, grip, quick draw, and lens sight is what I was rocking. Now, not to mention, this gun is fairly loud. You know, and that's not something you usually, you know, worry about too much, but when you're using an M1 Grand, this thing, each shot is gonna be making a lot of sound. Not even that, but just reloading in general. I don't know how it is now after the updates and stuff like that, but I know in the beta, I believe, every time you reloaded, you can hear that like literally across the map. So you know, the reload animation, every sound coming out of this gun is super loud. Now, you know, it's weird to say like you should be, you know, paying attention to where you're reloading and stuff like that, but it is a loud gun. It is very easy to tell where you are using this thing. Now, obviously, this lobby was literally perfect, so I didn't have an issue reloading wherever I wanted. And then obviously I had to pick up the WAF in the end, but even then, they were still coming for me, obviously, but you know, it was pretty easy to gun them down just because they weren't the best kids to play. You know, it's probably one of the easier lobbies I've gone into that night. But like I said, something you should be taking in consideration. It is a very loud gun, so you want to make sure that you're reloading in situations where you can, and you know, you're not going to give away your position too much. Obviously, if you're getting a lobby like we did in that game, then I guess it doesn't really matter where you're reloading and stuff like that. But it is very important if you are playing players that actually know what they're doing, or players that are somewhat, you know, not knowledgeable, but curious of what's going on. I guess that's what, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, this gun is a loud gun, so you want to make sure you guys know when you're reloading, who you're playing against, all that stuff. Now, out of all the ARs that you could choose from, I think this is probably one of the top most underrated weapons in World War II. Just because I don't see many people using this thing compared to like the M1941 or the BAR or the, you know, FG42. Those are all really good weapons, but honestly, this is up there. I could possibly be better than some of them. It just depends, really. I don't know how this gun is with rapid fire or extended mag, so I can't really compare them that way. Because the other weapons that I have used, like the FG, the BAR, the M1941, I have all the attachments for. So obviously I can't compare them that way, just because I have used all those attachments on those weapons. Whereas this one, I've only used the base ones, and from just the base ones, this gun's honestly a lot better than I expected. Now, obviously, if you guys are using the Gewer or the M1A1, they're not the best to choose from, I'd say, just because obviously those are three bullets to kill, whereas this one is 2, which is super important, especially obviously in situations where they're closer than, you know, they seem. I don't know, like if they're grouped up and you're just firing, you obviously want to kill in 2 bullets rather than 3, just because you just want to kill faster. I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory. Yeah, that's basically it. I mean, if you guys, let me know what you guys think. The SVT is also another 3-round or 3-bullet to kill, so there's actually a decent amount of semi-autos in this game, but personally, in my opinion, I think the M1 Garand is probably the best semi-auto in the game. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, but that will do it for me, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like. If you guys are new, don't forget to subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.